The complaints department has told us that we don't want any chit-chatting between the presentations. Wait until the end unless the presenter says it's okay to ask questions. David, do you want to have questions at the end?
I'm happy to have questions anytime.
Okay, but then you'll go through David and ask him if it's okay to speak. Thank you. And thank you, David, for agreeing to bring your best practices on short notice.
Well, you're welcome, and I'm really scared to be here today, intimidated as can be, because it's a couple of reasons. I haven't presented in a long, long time, and that's intimidating. This is my wife's computer. My computer died 2 days ago, and this is my wife's computer. I've never used it. That's intimidating.
Did you want it there, or did you want it?
That's fine where it is.
Okay.
And I did a PowerPoint presentation, which is something that I never do, so that's intimidating. But more
All right.
importantly, I'm here to talk about best practices, and I don't have any.
Oh.
That's really intimidating.
Oh.
I think everyone probably knows last year I was sick, right? Everyone's aware of that? So before I realized that I was sick, I spent the first couple of months fooling around, because January, February are always slow months for me, so I didn't really do anything in January, February. I did some traveling, to be honest. I bought some real estate, and I didn't do any work at all. And then I was diagnosed with cancer, and I was told that I have to have an operation, and after the operation, you won't be able to lift more than 10 pounds for about 2 or 3 months. And I have a bunch of stuff in my life that's heavy. So I spent the next 6 weeks before my surgery doing all the heavy stuff, putting the dock of the cottage and getting all the work done I had to get done. And then I had my operation, and after that I was totally unmotivated. My life changed dramatically. I didn't do anything. And it caused a real problem with my business because I didn't have any. And around November, I started, let me see if I figure out how to do this. Around November, I got an email from my office congratulating me that I had won an award. And I'm a Royal LePage agent, and I achieved the gold status, which means I traded within the top 10% of my market. And as I say, I didn't do anything. And I sat back and looked at it, and I probably worked altogether maybe 60 days last year, maybe 70 days. And I just, how did I do that? Like, how's that even possible? Because I didn't know. I really wasn't doing. I'll try and find my PowerPoint presentation.
It was just there, Dave.
Right there.
Yeah, and then which one? No, no,
Oh, I did.
go back.
Sorry. Your mouse doesn't seem to be working either. It's just better.
There you go, which one is it?
Well, there should only be one there.
It goes.
Okay.
February 21st?
February, right top, start at February.
Well, did you see it there?
Yeah.
Go back.
Just close it, close it.
Sorry, guys.
No
No,
worries.
it's
Okay.
Back to file.
Right there at the
Right.
top.
Right at the
They're
top.
very
Recent presentations.
Column.
Right
There you
there.
got it.
You're a Mac user.
End of the letter, it's like a room-to-room review, or a special report on the 5 things, that 5 mistakes you can make, or just 3 things that they may see value in, that as they go through the process and as we build a relationship with them just by being professional and familiar, they say, that's interesting to me. And Dean uses the phrase, as opposed to convincing people to call you or convincing people that they should talk to you, just compel them to by service, by offering something they see value in. And they'll come to you when they're ready.
So this is all snail mail?
It's all snail mail. At this point, it's all snail mail. So every month they'll get that. So now for lead generation, I've taken the town of Cobourg and I've divided it into 2. And on the west side, I'm going to run Dean's postcard, Getting Listings postcard program, which is, again, Joe has a very similar one, very, very similar one. And it's I picked 1,000, two mail walks, it's 1,000 card, 989 cards. And this is the postcard I'm going to send out. And I was surprised looking at it. You send the same postcard every month.
Yeah.
I thought you'd send a new postcard every month. You know, but no, it's the same postcard every month. All you do is change the month. And I gotta tell you, I have a real hard time with that, because I want to change the card. But you send the same card every month. And then on Facebook, thank you all, we had a conversation about the different websites, and I got CobourgHomeValues.com. And CobourgHomeValues.com is just a landing page that's on the back end of the Dean's deal, where they get to fill out a form. And it just drives them to this page right there, it's total values report. And the copy on the web page is exactly the same as the copy on the postcard.
Perfect.
Again, I've got a problem with that too, but I'm not touching it. It's true, it's true. So they fill out the form, and when they fill out the form, I've created a, and this is the one thing, if you guys, I know a lot of folks here have access to both Joe, like to Joe's back end. It's amazing how powerful this is. Because I've created, when they fill out the form, it automatically fills the database for the client and they're categorized and all that stuff. That's great. But there's also the possibility to build an action set or an autoresponder so that when they fill the form out, my system automatically sends an email out right away saying, thanks for filling out the form. Glad you're interested in this. We're going to put the information together. We'll send it out in a couple of days. We'll let you know when it's coming. And then at the end of that email, there's this signature. It's the 3 offers of value. Provide a room-by-room review, or plus, if you're planning to make a change in your Northumberland real estate in the coming months, here are 3 ways we can help you as you get ready. Just ask for this if they want to ask for it. Every email I send out has this attached to the bottom of it. And the one thing that
Are you gonna
Dean's...
send us this? Everybody's taking pictures. I assume you're.
Oh yeah, sure, we can make it available, sure, if I can figure out how to do that. The thing about this particular platform as opposed to Joe's though is, these are called intelligent links. And if someone opens that email and clicks on the link for the room-by-room review, the system captures them, sends me an email that they did it, and if it's a new client, they create a spot in the database for them. If it's an existing client, it attaches a note to their file right in the system.
So you have Dean Jackson's.
I signed. You get 1 month for free, and then I just signed on just actually 2 days.
Small clients or whatever?
Yeah, it's just a little more robust. And the, anyway, so every email that the system sends out, thanks so much for signing up, we're gonna, in a couple of days, we're gonna send this to you, and then a couple days later, it sends me a prompt, it's time to send that package out, Dave. It sends them a note that says, I just put the package in the mail. And again, these 3 signatures are on the bottom of it. This is the other side of the postcard. Now, that's the west side of town, the postcards. Yeah.
Did it cost you that much extra to do both sides? I've only done one side.
Oh, I'm gonna cover that,
Oh, cool,
Okay.
thank you.
The, I'm not sure what the next slide is. Here we are, over here. So my mail is, the printing was $60 for both sides. 1,000 cards both sides.
Could you go back one slide?
Yep.
Please?
And it's,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. So it's 1,000 postcards, it's a $200 for the mail delivery, the post office, the walk, and the printing is $60. That includes $12 for shipping. They wouldn't allow me to come pick it up, but it's, it was eprintfast.com. They're in Toronto here, it was ridiculously cheap. And,
Gotta look that place up.
so anyway, that's the plan for the west side of town. So then as these people fill out the form, the next month, they get moved into the database that gets the same thing as the people that were in 112, right? So for every month, the same thing goes out. On the east side of town, I'm gonna run Facebook ads.
You're awesome.
Because you can do the same, like even, I didn't know this until a couple of weeks ago, but you can drill your Facebook down so it's only a 1 mile radius. And like, the cover's only 2 miles wide, right? So I can so I can just do one side. And it's gonna be a Facebook ad targeting the same campaign. And this is the picture. One of the pictures, this is another picture. And the copy for the ad is exactly the same as the postcard. If you're curious about the value of your home, it's exactly the same copy. And it drives them to exactly the same place, right? Actually, I created different landing pages so I could see which one went where, but to the public it looks exactly the same. Interestingly now, I've been doing the Facebook ads for the last 3 weeks just so I could work the bugs out of the system before I started putting the postcards out to make sure that everything was going to be okay. And in the last 3 weeks, I'm averaging 200 impressions a day for $5.
Wow.
So 3 days a week times 4 weeks a month times $5 a day, $60 a month, right? That gave me 2,400 impressions for $60, and I had 10 people contact me on it, which is just blew me away. I had 10 people contact me on it, and 2 of those people clicked on the intelligent links.
Wow.
They didn't fill out the form, but I know they did, right? So now I mark it to them, right? And it's and 3 of those people replied thank you to the emails the system sent out automatically, right?
That's awesome.
Which I didn't even know I was doing. And then yesterday I had the last one went out. It said no, the system sent the email to the guy, and he sent me back a note and said, Thanks, Dave. Just so you know, this isn't for my house, this is for a condominium that I own in town, I want to sell. So I sent him back and I said, oh, that's great, how can I help you? We exchanged 5 emails yesterday,
Excellent.
which is unbelievable. Like just the way the systems work. And again, I'm not touching it, this is the way it works. So that's the
You
east
can see
side.
him smacking himself.
No, I know, absolutely, it's hard, it's really hard. So my before unit for the lead generation, hopefully is gonna be this. It's got, starting off with 112 foundation, plus the 10 that I've added, this month I'll add the 10 that I got from my Facebook ads, it'll be 122. And then each month, I'm gonna do this, and I've committed to myself that I'm gonna do the postcards for 12 months. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me if the Facebook ads generate the same leads, the cost is so much smaller. It doesn't make sense to do the postcards, right? But in all the research I've been doing, and I've been listening to a lot of podcasts from the Getting Listings, Dean's thing, and they seem to work consistently, and there's evidence of a lot of realtors all over North America that are using them consistently, and they seem to work.
The magic cutoff for me is, we've been doing that for years. Getting listings is 18 to 20 months. 12 months doesn't cut it with the postcards.
Yeah.
Is that right? Oh, okay, well, let me see, I wanna see what kind of feed comes in.
And one
And-
other thing on the postcards,
Yes.
that I found over the years, again, many years of doing it, was there's a lot of people, your area might be different, my area has a lot of older people. They're not on Facebook.
Well, yeah, I get that, Laura, but by the same token, we're driving to a website, so,
Yeah.
but, I don't know. Well, that's all I'm gonna just run through
Yeah,
12 months and
yeah,
see, right?
exactly.
That's all I'm gonna do, and then measure it that way. Yes,
One more
yes,
thing,
of
where
course.
I have also my area has a lot of seniors, I have a phone number they can call as well as the website.
Well, you know what, and I should
We
back
get-
up to that.
We get about 40% phone calls.
I do too, this is 289,
There it
this
is,
is
he's got it.
extension 3, and this is actually a Joe Stumpf, this is the Joe, like the by referral only back then, because I already had it, so I thought, why reinvent the wheel, I'll just use that one, right? So it's, but it's, and I've had calls in the past over that, which is good. The,
Good job.
so that's the lead generation part, and then, while that's building momentum, so what I love about this is, I'm not making any phone calls on this one. I don't have my assistant or my partner, whatever you want, no one's chasing people for this, no one's calling once a month and saying, can we come and look at your house, or would you like us to, this is just all, it's not automatic, but it's all work that I can do, or ultimately, I could probably hire a totally unlicensed person to be able to put this information together and put it in the mail, right?
Yeah.
And I can see that being useful. And this is completely transferable. So I can see where if this works, I can take this model and I could pick a busy place in Kingston, a busy neighborhood in Kingston, and cultivate it exactly the same way, because I'm on Matrix, so I've got access to data all over Ontario, right? And I could pick a busy market somewhere else and cultivate the same, and build the same relationship, and then refer that out or send it out to someone. When they've reached a point where they put their, that's not just they're saying, I want, because for a long time I was generating leads for people who just raise their hand and say, I'd like to know what my house is worth, and you refer that out, but no one wants to chase them for 18 months, right? You can't refer that to someone and expect them to do that work. But if I do it for 18 months and they finally say, okay, Dave, we're ready to sell now, we'll come and list your house, or we want to talk to you seriously about it, that's a good referral to send out. So anyway, that's the way it might go. In the meantime, we'll be doing our, we've been doing this for a while, let's pass over the just listed and just sold door hangers. This is stuff that, this is a Joe Stumpf strategy. We target new listings around the areas that we want to look for business, or we target just solds in areas we want, and then we just hit like 20 or 30 houses around that house and just hang it up. It's very generic.
Are they your listings or?
No, anybody's.
And you walk around and put them on?
Well, see, I don't, my partner, my assistant husband does, yeah, absolutely, yeah, we want to knock on the door knocking, just, like cold calling basically, but it's, and it's got, these are the ones with the detachable cars about it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Where'd you get those?
yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah, it's here in Toronto, it's here in Toronto, they're
Yeah,
generic.
do you mind sending that
Absolutely,
with
absolutely. We've been using these for
pricing?
3 or 4 years now. This has been good. We've gotten business off of this. This has been a good campaign for us. So we'll continue doing that as well. So that's my before unit for 2019. My after unit, again, 90% of my income came from my after unit. And again, I had to update that database because I hadn't done anything with it in a long time. And I had a reconnect letter, and I wrote a really nice reconnect letter. I was in England in the first part of January watching my daughter graduate from university. And I'm sitting in a pub drinking some beer, and I thought I should do something about this. The girls were shopping, so I get on my iPad, drank some beer, some really good stout, and wrote a nice Reconnect letter. And out of that, I got 2 seller introductions, you know, it's just amazing. And again, that's just out of the box, just do it, right? It's just something she should be doing. And then I'm gonna be doing the world's most interesting postcard to, and I don't know if you guys have seen this one or not, again, this is the Dean Jackson thing. I don't know if I'm gonna do it every month, because like I've never been a schmoozer in my after unit, I've never been a Christmas card guy or a potted plant guy or anything, you know, so I don't wanna scare my folks. I think if I see them too often, or they see me probably too often, they'll think maybe there's something wrong, you know, so I might do it every other month.
But pot plants are legal now.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. That's the other side of the card. And these cards are 60 cents a piece to print and 90 cents a piece to mail, is what I've been quoted so far. And again, I'm not sure I'm gonna do that every month or not. It's just something that's, it's gonna do at least every other month and see where that goes, my after unit. My during unit, to be honest with you, things are moving so fast in our market, there's not much of a chance to do much, you know. We do our, if I can, I try to get a week's lead time before the sign goes in the yard. That gives me a chance to get a list of the impacted 20 or 30 and send them a nice letter. There's never an opportunity for a private open house. And then things have been selling so quickly that there isn't a chance to do I don't know if you guys have gone through the gardening campaign that Joe has. I think it's excellent, but there's never an opportunity to do that. The one thing that we do with that though is on this, and I get a big card when we sell a house. I get a big card from the street somewhere. This is a house that was down by the water in Coburg. So I got this card made up, and then on the inside, and then I don't do it, but again, the lady that my assistant goes, she goes door to door to the impacted 20 and says, they're moving. You know, would you like to say goodbye, kind of thing. Or if we sell a house, they'll say, oh, you're getting a new neighbor. Would you like to give them a welcome card? You know how it's like to move into a new house? And so this is, looking forward to meeting this for a new buyer. And she'll go around, so, but you write down your house number so that they know where you live, type of thing. And there's this, if you've done this through Joe, there's a great campaign for this. So she'll go up and she'll say, hi, I'm so-and-so from, Royal LePage, and you're getting a new neighbor down the street, you're just moving in, and a real nice family, and we've got this card, would you like to welcome to the neighborhood? It's always hard when you move into a new neighborhood, you just sign your name and put your house number on. And while they're doing that, they're, well, no one's ever done this before. Boy, my real estate agent doesn't do this. Holy cow, that's really cool. And that's fine. And then she'll say, okay, so if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you like to live? If you could move anywhere in the whole world, where would you like to live? Let's say something, right? Whatever it might be. Hawaii or whatever. As she's walking away from the door, this is our impacted 20. We've got a list of these people already. We know their name and everything. So beside them, she'll write down where they want to live. And then we put the card in the house, and then a week later, she'll send thank you notes to all the people who signed the card. And just a note, just say, thanks so much for signing the card. It's really nice to do that. I hope your new neighbors, I'm sure they really enjoy themselves in the new house. And if you ever want to look for that property in Hawaii, just look me up. I'll be there for you.
Dave, hold that up.
Well, pass it around.
I know, hold it up. Listen.
Where did you find your assistant?
Thank you.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I know, and it's, she was an agent in my office who was really floundering, but she was in every day. Came and sat at her desk every day. And of course, we have no training or anything in our office, so she sat at her desk every day for 2 years, didn't make any money. Didn't know how to work the phone, didn't know how to work the desk or anything. It wasn't, just not doing well at all. And I said to her, well, when I started my Facebook campaign, I said to her, well, I'm gonna be generating these leads. I don't want them. So, you wanna work them together, right? And I'll show you how. And that's how it started. But it's not very good. She's not very good. And
She's not very, I
No,
just
she's not
fired
very-
mine. She
yeah,
bought from another realtor.
Oh,
She
well,
works
no.
for 2 realtors, she bought from another
Oh,
realtor.
well, mine wouldn't do that, but I don't think what we do is very hard, but there's something she's never gonna be good at. She's never gonna be good at some stuff. And so I was hoping to be able to train her so that as things as it built, she has no idea where the leads come from, but my goal was keep that to me and let her do the rest of the work. And then someday we'll switch the ratio, so I'll take 25%, she gets 75%, and I'll do all the online stuff. But she's not good at that. She's really good at knocking on doors. She's really good at doing this part. She's a real chatty person, but.
Oh, that's good, though. That's good.
Yeah.
You can find somebody like that, that's great.
That's
No, that's
awesome.
great, but when I go away, she can't show property very well.
Okay.
And she can't negotiate with a hoot.
You can't
know.
put a deal
She can't put a deal together with a hoot, so it's, which is,
Well,
It's hard to believe.
director, keep her for that one part and find somebody else.
Can we do real estate?
no, it's true though, it's true, like, you think, well, we're doing it so easy, but I've sat in a room with her and she said all the wrong
But
stuff.
that's what people love
We're
about
sending
her.
Yeah, but that's what
I'm not trying to
OfferPad
sell
does,
her
that's what
anything.
Open Door does.
Exactly. So anyway, that's where I found her, and so over the last 4 years, it's been a process of taking things away from her, so that she can only do the things that she you know? And taking stuff over again I don't wanna do. So, it's not perfect, but in my market, there's not enough to build a team of 2 or 3 really good agents and ever make decent money.
Yeah, so maybe
So-
unlicensed for the rest of the
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, I've got to try and work on that, because I do want to free up some time, you know, and that's what I'm hoping to do. So then, also for my after unit, I want to do giveaways this year, not a lot, maybe 3 or 4 over the course of the year. I've got a carpet guy that's going to do a 1 free room for people, and I've got a yoga lady that do yoga. She's gonna give a free, 2 free yoga classes to people in my database that I can send off to, like, 1 month, you have 1 month to do this type of thing, right? To try and get people in. I have a decorator that'll do a free consultation as well, and say, you know, change your drapes or whatever. And the corporate card, I don't know if you guys have been using the corporate card or not, I've had tremendous success with it. Yeah, and this is what I did to put it together, why don't you bring this just to show you. We've had 100% open rate with these.
Wow.
Well, we go out and it's a card, I used to send out cards to make this up, and on the bottom part of the inside flap, I left it blank, so we write a little personal note there, you know, like, you know, hope you use this well, and you'll use it when you're traveling and all the rest. Out my way, there isn't a restaurant you can go to. There's not, if you open up the Corporate Plus card website for my area, there's not a flag anywhere. But you can use it for hotels, and you can use it for park and fly and all that stuff, you know, and you save a ton of money.
Yeah,
And I've had, as I say, 100% of the people we've given it out to have opened it up and signed it. Yeah. Yeah, I use that up.
Do you have it saved as a?
Somewhere, if I can find it.
You send these to yourself, David, and you,
Yeah, I got a bunch of send out cards as a bulk, and then just cut those light holes and put the card, those are my cards there too, right? The plastic cards. And it's a reason to stop by with people, right? It's a reason to, like this, reason to see your clients. And as I said, people have been using them, which is really kind of cool. And that's a reason too that I think I'm going to be like this, if I don't do the world's most interesting postcard every month or every other month, as that's something to talk about, the people who find value in it. You know, to send them an email and say, oh, and by the way, I was able to get Pizza Hut, you know.
I think Peter said that you can go to your own community and pick Bill, or was it you, Zan, who said they'll add your
Yep,
restaurant?
absolutely, Barb. I want to get, to me, I think in order to get the merchant to do that, I have to say I've got enough in circulation that it makes sense, right? So I'm trying to build, I don't know which comes first, the chicken or the egg, right? So that's what I'm trying to do for that anyway. And that's my after unit for this year. Now, I don't have a during unit, as I say. Now,
Did you send these to your database to people as well, like the card itself?
no, that's all personal. That's a personal, hand-delivered reason to go and talk to them, and,
Different card? For your personal database? And
I'm not sure I understand.
your past ones?
My past clients are all getting one of those, but not by sending, we're giving. We're
You're physically going to their house.
physically going to their house, or we were taking them to lunch, or you know,
Right,
whatever it might be.
whatever.
So I try to have two lunches a week, and it's with past clients if I can, and always that's one of the ways I get it out, by the way.
how long ago did you print those, under the old system or the new?
That was the old system, yeah.
Can we still do it?
You can, if you want to tuck it to editing, you don't want to just do it and then print it, you can't fiddle with it. It's a different font state and you edit it very well.
You know what, I can get this kind of stuff printed at the college, and they don't charge me any different for cardstock or regular stock. So if you guys want, and they'll cut it down, bleed to the edge is what it's called. So maybe you're
Maybe you
local,
could get a sample of that from David and send
and
us
take it and see if they
Yeah,
can do
would
it
that be
for us.
okay, David?
Absolutely, yeah, sure. I thought it would be, the visual of seeing the discounted badges on the card is the reason for them to open it up then, right, rather than just telling them, you know?
Makes a big difference.
I just scooped a bunch of screen captures off of it.
Yeah.
astonehome.com.
Oh, you took the card off?
Yeah, I just wanted to see the back.
Well, firstly, before you move on to that, I thought that presentation was brilliant.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
You're also kind, you're also kind.
Because it kind of reawakened us, we've been getting these things on and off, and you kind of, it gets old.
Well, you know, isn't that the thing though, right? I mean, 26 years later, I'm sitting there going, I don't do any of this stuff. You know, I should be doing this stuff. I get so lazy.
Thank you for that.
You just gave me an idea about the free giveaway.
Yeah, that's the one.
You know, I send a monthly video, instead of sending a newsletter, I send a monthly video update to my clients. So I'm gonna put the free giveaway, but I'm at the end of the video, so to encourage them to.
To watch it again.
To watch the video.
Sure, sure. And put a time limit on it. At least it might be like, you gotta use it this month, type of thing, right? And that way they don't, they can't drag out, you know?
And it's not a draw for it, you just give it to everyone else.
Oh, I figure, I haven't done it yet, but I mean, probably 10% of people use it.
Yes,
The whole idea is to stop it,
yes,
right?
yes, yes,
My guys aren't gonna do yoga, I'm sure.
correct. I did get the moment of response.
Good idea.
So, the other 10% of my income came from this. This is stonehome.com. This is a niche I started working about 9 years ago. It's a totally web-based. It's dedicated only to stone homes. That's all I sell are stone homes. And over time, I've become the stone home expert for Ontario.
You're the local stoner.
Only you, Boris.
That's not a
tagline.
Tagline. It's this company
But this
that
is
does
a-
not.
Hot stocks are up.
I believe this is a
Sands,
model that's absolutely transferable to almost anything, to be honest with you. Anything that's unique. The only thing special about the stone homes and real estate sellers, like selling proposition, is that this is a property that you can't filter out on realtor.ca very easily. In fact, it's impossible. If someone only wanted to buy a stone home, there's absolutely no place that they can go to on realtor.ca and find it. Can't do it. So about 9 years ago, I developed this website, and that's all I did was put up the website, I optimized it, and I just, because I had a stone home, that's how it started, I had a stone home for sale. And it was actually this one. Lady came in the office and said, I want to sell my stone home, but I don't want it, I don't want to sign, I don't want him to know where it is. At that time, I was getting unique URLs for every listing that I took, but I couldn't get her address, obviously, because she didn't want to sign, so I just got a stone home, because that's what it was. And put it online, and within 30, at that time Google was different, and I was very good at it, but it's, I had, in 30 days, I had people come from Los Angeles to look at it, and sold it. And a guy in my office had a stone home about a month later, and I said, I got this website, if you want to give me the pictures, I'll put it up for you. So I put it up, and 30 days later, we had a couple fly from England to look at it. And then we sold it. But now, the people from England, the people from Los Angeles didn't buy it, they just flew over to look at it.
Wow.
And I thought, this was 9 years ago, and I thought, holy cow, that's really strange, you know, how could that possibly be? So, there's something here. So I started cultivating stone home listings. None of these houses are my listing. When I get a slow time, or if I'm out for a drive and I see a stone home for sale, I'll go online and I'll say, I'll find out whose it is, and I'll phone the agent, and I'll say, hey, listen, by the way, I've got this website, and would you like to be on it? And, you know, I'll be happy. The only condition is I keep the list, any leads that come through it, I get them. Sure, that's fine, send the photos and stuff. So they do. This one was in Sterling, this one was in Perth, this one was in Belleville, it's active now. This one's in Cornwall, it's active now. That one's in Perth, it's active now. None of them are my listing. We just scroll down, David, again, just a little bit.
David, that's stonehomes.com?
No, it's astonehome.com.
A-stone.
Now, from a selling perspective, it's really cool. You'll enjoy this, Peter. They're all the same people. It's a personality thing. They're all the same people. I have the same conversation with everybody. There's a certain kind of person who wants to buy this kind of house. In the same way, there's a certain kind of person that wants to buy a cottage, right? Or a certain kind of person that wants to buy a condo. It's just a matter of understanding what they want, and then cultivating and structuring my presentation or language to satisfy what they want, their needs. It's been phenomenal. So one of the things I offer is a buyer service. And you can click on that and fill out a form if you think you want to buy a stone home. And then I get your phone number and I phone you. And I say, how does this work? And I'll say, well, it's $500 a day, because I see a lot of stone homes. I'm an expert. It's $500 a day. I'll go to Anger, Ontario and show you a stone house and talk to you about it and help you understand it and be your advocate and negotiate on your behalf. And if you don't buy the house, I keep the $500. And a month later, if you want to look at another stone house, it's $500 a day. And I'll go up with you anywhere in Ontario and don't buy the house, I keep the $500. If you buy the house, I'll credit you back the $500, but if you do it a third time, I get another $500, right?
So
And they all go, well, how many people do that? You know, and the answer is no one does it. But
I have
if you
to.
find the house you want to buy, and you want someone to advocate for you, call me, and I'll be there, and it's free. The other agent will pay me, right? So last year, when I was doing absolutely nothing, I had 2 people call me and say, Dave, I found a house. So I got in the car and drove to Kingston and made $12,000 one day. Like, you know, I got in the car and drove to a house near Barrie and made $15,000. And I thought, this is just amazing, you know, and this concept is absolutely doable for anybody in this room, not stone houses obviously, but think of a property that,
Niche market.
a niche market that's hard for people to find, that you know something about. Put up an optimized website and just wait. Because the sellers start finding you now, right? And oftentimes the seller will say, I've had it just happen in Smith Falls, I got a call just after Christmas from a lady, said, you know, I got a stone house, been in the family for, 3 generations, she was how to tell us about what you do. And I said, okay, well, the first thing you need to understand is it's a 6% commission, it's a 12-month listing, not negotiable. You have to understand that. No one wants to pay that or wait that long. So I said, that's cool, good luck. And oftentimes I'm the second and third agent in. Or they'll list with someone else and that agent will call, can I get it on the website? And for those agents, there's a fee. But that's okay too. And it's an easy way to make, not an easy way, but it's a way that you can earn $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 a year. And all I do is answer the phone. There's nothing proactive about this at all.
Yeah, very awesome.
Residual income.
Yeah, and there's no, my cost is the domain name, $15 a year.
Really good.
Where do you get these ideas from?
Well, someone just hit me in the head. I just said,
He's just drinking beer, thinking about it.
If the lady had said, if the lady didn't mind having her address on her sign, I would never have done a stone home. I would never have done that. It was just luck, and watching, right? I'm watching your business and measuring, I guess that's the most important, is being aware, right? And that's again, for 2019, it's just take it out of the box, use it, and measure how it goes, That's it. That's it. Have I done this?
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Nice job, Dave.
That was
Yeah,
really
you're doing the tips and tricks.
Oh, natural.
Dave, will you be sending that presentation to the group?
I will.
Post it on
I can,
Facebook?
if people want it, I'm happy to do that.
All right.
You're electrifying.
Must be David.
Yeah, Laura asked us to stall, so I'll just interrupt. Many of you still have not paid your $150. I would prefer it by email, because this is what happens with checks. They get put away. Luke, can you initial this to make it not stale dated? You gave this to me, and I thought, who the heck is
3 years
Vila?
ago.
Who's Vila, even though at the bottom it says Luke? And you just fix that date so that it's valid.
Last year.
Just do an e-transfer.
It's really better.
January.
Yes, yes. Okay, it's much better. I do have 2 checks from people that will be deposited when I get all the checks in, because I hate making the trips to that. That's all, just check the email. I just sent you, it's in there.
Can I get my corporate card?
There's 2 here.
Yeah, they're right here.
Okay.
Do you have an updated list of who's getting updated?
Yes, I
So,
do.
The
But
website is,
I just said I'll make it global, not to embarrass those that haven't paid yet. I'm just.
They need a presentation here.